From precisely adjusting the height to having to deal with wall deletion and roofing limitations to lack of decoration options, there are so many challenges with using platforms that require you to spend lots of time planning, designing, and adjusting to get your ideas to work in the game. But by the end of this video, you will be a platform pro. We've got a lot to cover, so let's jump into the game and get started. Platforms give you the ability to create multiple levels within one room, which can be used to create unique features like sunken seating areas, elevated areas, and even staircases. They can be adjusted in height, width, and length, thereby providing you with an almost limitless range of options to suit your creative vision. These options allow you to add extra depth and dimension to your builds, helping them to stand out from everyone else's. To build with platforms, you need a good understanding of the mechanics and limitations of the game, as well as the ability to troubleshoot and adjust designs as needed. Building with platforms will sharpen your problem-solving skills by helping you adapt to the unique challenges that come with platform-based design. So let's start with a step-by-step guide with a demonstration. You can find the platform tool in build mode under walls and empty rooms, and this functions similarly to the room, basement, and pool tools in the game. So to use the platform tool, simply click on platform tool first, and you simply click on the grid and drag your cursor across the screen until you're happy with the size of the platform. You can use the arrow widgets here on the sides to alter the shape of the platform. If this feels familiar, it is. This is the exact same mechanic that you use when you build a room. You may think that if the arrows here on the sides alter the shape, that the arrows in the middle will raise or lower the platform. They don't. What they do is raise the foundations, which is totally different from the platform itself. So this right here is a foundation, and this top bit here is the platform. Now to raise or lower the platform, what you want to do is click on these arrows here in this interface, which appears when a platform is selected. So you can raise it up, quite tall, you can see here, or you can lower it, including down into the ground, if you wish to do so. So platforms can be placed in any room at any height. The maximum height of the platform depends on the wall height that you're using. As an example, we've got 3 platforms. We raise the platform, you can see, so this is how high you can raise for a small wall. This is how high you can raise for a medium wall. And this is your tall wall height. As I mentioned before, platforms can also be lowered to create sunken spaces in your builds. Now, platforms can be lowered a maximum of 12 steps, and that is not dependent upon the size of the wall height. It is just the maximum that you can lower the platform underground by. Now, be warned that you can only lower a platform like this, which has been placed on the ground floor or in a basement, and then you can only do it if there's not another room directly below it. Unfortunately, this also means that you cannot build a basement directly next to lowered platforms. You will notice that it isn't actually putting it right next to the sunken area, but instead it's putting it below the area. So you cannot have a sunken area here with a basement leading directly into it, basically. You also cannot place windows or doors on the side of a platform. You can put the door here, but your Sims will not be able to use it. Same thing goes with the windows. You can place them, but you can't see through the window. And the reason for this is because the game sees platforms to be solid. So doing this, putting windows on the sides of the platforms, doesn't really make sense. However, since the game basically sees platforms to be the same as rooms, if you place several platforms on the same level as each other, you can connect them, and they become one platform, just like you can regular rooms. You can also put different heights of platforms next to each other and connect them, as you can see here. That's how you can create steps leading from one part of the house to the other. You can place a platform next to a swimming pool, but you will not be able to lower it past ground level. You get this error here that says cannot connect blocks from different levels. You can, however, raise a platform that is right next to a pool. And sadly, you cannot build a pool inside of a platform. Trying to do so just gives you the error cannot place pool under platforms. However, if you have a platform that is exactly at ground level like here, then you can place a pool inside of it, but you will not be able to raise or lower the platform by doing so. So onwards to some tips and best practices. You want to make use of the pre-made platform shapes here that are in build mode. These shapes, there are square, triangular, L-shaped, and then we have a small rounded platform, a large rounded platform, and the extra large rounded platform. These different shapes can save you a lot of time and effort while building. Just remember that placing one of these pre-made platforms or using the platform tool inside of a room will delete the walls that the platform touches. You can, however, place a platform inside of a room, and if it does not touch any walls, then you're absolutely fine. It will not delete any walls that it's not touching. Are you confused about whether you've placed a platform or a foundation? Here's a quick tip. Walls can be built around a platform, but not on a platform. The base of the wall will be lined up with whatever is considered to be the bottom of that level. This is the same for half walls. You notice that the bottom of the wall hits the ground. Fences, however, are the opposite. A fence will go on top of a platform, but not around the platform like the walls. To connect two platforms of different heights together, you can use a staircase, which can be placed next to the upper platform. However, if there's only one step between the two platforms, or between a platform and a floor, your Sims will be able to move between the two spaces without the use of a staircase or anything else. To decorate a platform's floor, you can use any floor pattern at all. You can alter the appearance of the sides of the platform by using the in-game platform trims, which are located in walls and empty rooms, going all the way down to the bottom here and clicking platform trims. And here's a little top tip for you. Explore all the different swatches, because some of these trims hide alternative styles. For example, the typical tile platform has that tile in a few different swatches, but also has smaller tiles and subway bricks. If you want a platform to match other walls in your builds, you can use half walls. Click place half walls by drawing, and then you can use whichever wall height matches the height of your platform. And then you'll be able to use regular wall coverings. There are literally as many ways to use platforms in your builds as there are different flavors of Jelly Bellies. But here are a few to get you started. As I mentioned previously, Sims can step between platforms and spaces if they're short enough in height. This means that you can create custom staircases, like here, that can really make your builds pop. In fact, some people have used triangular platforms to make spiral staircases, which this here kind of gives you an example of that, a very short spiral staircase. But you can see here it can be done. And if you want a better version than this, I will give you the link to the Sims community website that shows an actual spiral staircase, a proper one, in action. For modern builds, you can try placing a platform on top of a flat roof to make them look a little bit more realistic. You can also get creative with overhanging platform roofs and varying roof heights to create interesting roof designs. Be aware, though, that roofs cannot be placed on top of platforms. if you try to place a roof on a platform, it will cause the roof to clip through the platform, as you can see here. However, saying that, this might give you some more interesting ways of decorating and making bespoke roofs for your Sims. Go ahead, give it a try, and see what you can come up with. Now, we have always been able to create mezzanines in The Sims 4. A mezzanine is where you have an upper space looking over a lower space with a open ceiling, like this. With platforms, this can now be done on just one level instead of two, and I'll show you what I mean. If you go into the room tool and you create a room, put it on the tall wall height, you can now take a square platform, and beware that placing this platform will delete the walls, so you'll have to replace them. Raise the platform, and this gives you your mezzanine. All we have to do is tidy it up, and there you have it, a simple mezzanine that is one level instead of two. Using this trick, you can build areas in your Sims house which are only accessible to child and toddler Sims. Think little secret rooms or hideouts hidden by bushes. So for example, with this mezzanine, if you raise this platform, like so, your adult Sims will not be able to use this mezzanine because of how short the wall height is up here on this platform. They simply won't fit. But your child or toddler Sims should be able to get up here without any problems. Also, when I say, you can make a hideout hidden by bushes, all you have to do that is take your platform, add your walls around it, raise the level so that only your child or toddler Sims can reach it, add a ladder to enable your child Sims to reach the little hideout, and then surround the whole thing by trees or bushes, and you'll have like a little tiny secret hideout that only your child Sims can get into. This does, however, mean that you are going to need to double check that a space is accessible to everyone that you want to be able to access it. This is easy enough to do by building with several Sims on the lot and playtesting as you go. Now, I always suggest having at least one teen or adult, one child, and one toddler on hand when you build. Keep these tips in mind. As a general rule, if you have a stair here, for example, and you've got a half wall here, your Sim will not be able to use the staircase because they cannot climb over the half wall. If you're having this problem, remove the half wall and see if that helps. Now, here's another tip. If the half wall is actually shorter than the platform, your Sims should not have any problems using the staircase. Now, sometimes on a platform, you'll find that you won't be able to place flooring on the top platform of a stack of platforms. Now, if you're having problems with that, this might be caused by ladders or stairs which are connecting the two platforms together. If you remove the stairs or the ladder, then that should allow you to decorate the floors of all of the platforms, and then you can replace the stairs or ladders as needed. So my friends, it is your turn to build with platforms. Take what you've learned in this video, practice and apply it to your builds, and have loads of fun. That's the most important thing, is have fun with what you're doing. Just remember about the limitations that I've mentioned, and let your imagination soar. If you found this video helpful, please check out my other guides, such as my collection series, which you can find by clicking the card over there. And let me know in the comments any tips or tricks that you have for platform building. Thank you so much, my friends, for watching. Happy simming, and I'll see you next time.